AEW Dynasty is in the bag, and we are going to talk about what happened next, as well as everything else that happened this week in wrestling.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Comic Book Bob. Joined as always by my good friend, Hollywood Frank.
HW, baby. Yeah, crowns up.
Yep. You can catch us here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, sharing all the news in wrestling. You can also check us out on social media. Would help if I put those up there. You can also click using the screen below, and you can also check it out in the description. Oh my God! And he always comes in right when I'm starting to talk about other shit.
Yes, yeah, baby.
Let me fix this here.
Should I retire then?
Oh my God!
Please do so.
I just realized something.
Right.
It is not. It's not showing our names.
Take the banner down.
It does not. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Take the banner down. Take
Yeah,
the banner down.
that's what I'm doing.
There it is.
Why did they do that? That doesn't make any damn sense. But anyway, yeah, please retire. Dude, that was so bad. Look, I understand what's going on with Jericho. I get that he needs to take a step away, but God damn, they were friggin' roasting his ass.
I've been calling for this for years, man.
But
I had a good time with that.
yeah, that was rough. It was rough to see though. But did you watch Dynasty, Johnny, or did you just like watch the highlights?
I watched some of it. I skipped the match I said I was gonna skip, but I had to see some of the stuff there.
But yeah, it was a good show. It was a good show overall. And we're going to talk about it. Real quick though, let's check in with everybody. We got first person in with Fantasia. What's up, Fantasia? Long time no see. Thanks for coming back. We appreciate it. Big Daddy, Guardian of Chaos, as usual. Come back. He says, "Hey yo,
Hey, yo.
appreciate you being a Big Daddy." Leg kick was that. He said, "Hail the Wrestling Council, hail leg kick." You know, be careful. Where's Malicito? Yeah, he is.
There he is.
Yeah. Sup, people? What's up, Malicito?
Sup?
What's up?
Sup?
What's up?
Sup?
Hello.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Miss Saren, also back. She said, "Good evening, everyone." What's up, Miss Saren? Appreciate being here. Big Daddy getting the jump on us. He says, "My GBU."
GGBU. Get it right. GGBU.
Yeah. My great Ospreay versus Danielson. My good Swerve Strickland's new champion. My bad Chris Jericho, and my ugly is Mercedes Moné. Yeah, we're gonna talk about all of that. But like I said, getting ahead of us here before we get any further, we got our favorite segment. Listen to the call.
Yeah. Share us out. Yeah, share us out because we got like 8 people here and I only see 6 thumbs up on our website. So what's up?
Yeah, it's YouTube's doing some weird stuff though. But
So if you haven't given us a thumbs up on YouTube, do so.
Please do that, guys. We rely on YouTube doesn't promote small channels like us, and we rely on you guys to get the word out. So we appreciate everything you do. But so it's GBU. It's an even number, so it's my turn. Go first, and I'm gonna echo Big Daddy here. My good AEW Dynasty, man. It was a really good pay-per-view. This was a very, very good pay-per-view. There wasn't any terrible matches. There was nothing. Well, the only one that I would put forward to say that it wasn't very good was the TBS championship, the women's TBS championship, and that's because Julia Hart was injured.
I don't know. Maybe that one.
No. Here's the thing, man. That match was actually not bad. It was not a bad match. It's just a tone deaf match. That's the problem with it. So, like I said, we'll get into it going forward. But like my good Dynasty, there were three great matches there were three matches under the great. One match obviously was a contender for a match of the year. But Pac versus Okada, I mean, right out the gate, man. Great match, man. Great match. Okada showed why he's awesome. Pac showed why that dude needs to be on TV more. I mean, I know there's an issue with travel with him, and other things like that. But dude, like Jericho, and like talk about Jericho again. Like, you can't be first. I mean, if you can't be last, be first. So they started off with a bang. Then we got Danielson versus Ospreay, which was so freaking good. Oh my God, that match was fantastic. And then Swerve versus Samoa Joe. I'm really glad that Joe got a real legitimate run as champion. That he wasn't a transitional champion. But it was the right time to pull the trigger. It was the right time to put the belt on Swerve. My bad. The fans rejecting Chris Jericho. Like I said, the match itself, we'll go more in depth in it when we start talking about everything. But the match itself was not bad. It's just, it's a match that didn't need to happen. And at this point, Chris Jericho, there are people talking about, he's got so much heat. I was like, yeah, but it's go away heat. This is not heel heat. This is Shane McMahon in 2022 heat.
Right.
Okay.
They needed him 5 years ago when they started this promotion.
Yeah.
They don't need him anymore.
And they definitely don't need him. And I understand that, I understand the psychology behind this match. I understand what they're doing. He doesn't need to be beating young guys. Okay. They don't need to attach him to these young up and comers. Jericho doesn't have the rub like he used to. Like I said, we'll get more into it when we start talking about everything. But that man, Mercedes Moné just dogging the shit out of Willow Nightingale, and then, like, if they literally couldn't have said that she was going to be a transitional champion more than when they had Mercedes Moné come out and just kill her moment. And like I said, we'll talk more about this. Mercedes Moné has not moved the needle since she got there, and the fact that I don't think we're going to get her in the ring until the next pay-per-view speaks volumes, and we're going to talk about that more when we go forward. And then obviously the WWE, the more WWE releases, we'll talk about those later on tonight. But that's my bad. And then the ugly, more injuries. Yuka Sakazaki, who's actually a very popular Joshi wrestler, who signed with AEW a couple of years ago. She finally makes her comeback, and she gets injured. So she's out. Dominic Mysterio is walking around with his arm in a sling. That turned out to be a real injury as well. And then obviously Rhea Ripley, which was really unfortunate. So the injury bug continues to just screw up everything. But so hopefully a speedy recovery for all of them, and get him back in the ring. But yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yep.
But that's my GBU. Frank, what you got?
You missed something on Dynasty.
What was that?
There's only one Trios championship now.
Yeah, I was thinking about like, but I have so many other things. I already said like so
I'm
many
glad
things
they did that.
for so yeah.
I really am.
Yeah, it needed to happen, dude. One, there's too many belts, and two, there's no reason to. And I want that storyline over with because that storyline was dead.
Yeah. You took Dynasty. I'll go differently. I'll go WWE with my GBU. The good. I'm liking the storyline they got going with Chad Gable.
Yep.
Coming out with the Alpha Academy guys, guys and gals in the ring, and just ripping on them,
dogging the crap out of them, man. It was awesome.
And you know, like it or not, what he said about shit. Now I lost her name.
Maxine Dupree.
Maxine Dupree is on point.
Oh, dude, it's what everybody's been saying. She doesn't need to be in the ring. She doesn't. She's beyond green. She's not even ready to try having matches.
Yeah, but I like where they're going with him.
Yep.
Hopefully it results in a title run for him. I hate to see them go with that and then not get the opportunity to have a title. You know, do I have a problem with Sami Zayn being Intercontinental Champion? No. But would I like to see Chad Gable with some kind of title belt? Yes.
Yeah, he deserves, like I said,
not a tag title, an individual, a singles title.
Yeah, like the dude is too good to not be in the at least the mid card title scene.
So I'm hoping they go somewhere with that. Becky Lynch, the new women's champion, also good. I thought she was taking time off with Seth. Apparently not.
Well, Rhea's injury kind of changed everything.
Yeah, I mean, he could have put a title on Liv.
Yeah, I mean, and I still think that's the plan.
But
like I said, I think they're kind of doing a Moxley audible with her, and I think either the next pay-per-view or the one after that, they're going to put the belt on Liv.
And we'll see what happens starting on Friday, because the first half of the draft is this Friday, I believe.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I hope they don't do something stupid by switching the champions on the women's or any champions and have a stupid belt change like they did a couple years ago. Hope they'll learn from that lesson.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, not too bad last night. Like I said, Chad Gable, where they're going with that is good. My bad, I could care less about Jack Perry being back.
I've got a couple. I got like two.
We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
and oh boy, he's back. He cost FTR the tag titles. Oh boy, the Young Bucks have the titles again. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, I mean it's
yeah, I just
Can they retire as well?
who's that? The Bucks?
Yeah, please.
Dude, look, whether you like them or you hate them, the Bucks are actually a good tag team.
He hates them.
Yeah. Well, you ride CM Punk's dick, so
I hated him before that, and you know it.
Yeah, but I could care less about Jack Perry being back. I really can. Now they got their faction. They got Young Bucks. They got Okada, Jack Perry there.
Yeah.
Adam Cole is healthy now, so we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a match with him at the next pay-per-view.
And then my ugly, it's your boy Johnny. There's no reason whatsoever that Chris Jericho needed to beat Hook for the FTW Championship.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense storyline wise. Like Jericho is on the last years of his career, he should be doing and putting people over, not winning nonsense titles.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's like I said, we'll get into it. But
And lastly, for Mr. GOC Big Daddy, sorry about your loss of your pets are our family, and I'm sorry for your loss there, buddy.
yeah,
Hope you're doing okay, and we're here for you, man.
yeah, you know, it's like I said, I lost both my dogs about a year and a half, 2 years ago. So it's, you know, it's rough when you lose a pet, especially one that like helps you through a rough time. So, but all right, Johnny, you got anything you want to add?
Just bringing up that you were wrong and they did not show the Wembley footage again.
Don't show the all in footage again.
Yeah, they didn't. You said they would. You were wrong again. That it has to be registered.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man, at this point. But all right, that's the GBU, guys. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So
Yeah, you're welcome, Big Daddy.
yeah, AEW Dynasty. Did you guys watch the 0 Hour?
No.
I did. I wanted to see what Max Kessler was gonna do.
I actually did watch the 0 Hour. It was not terrible. The matches that were on the 0 Hour totally made sense for them to be on the 0 Hour because none of them really had much of an impact except for the Trios Championship. And, you know, they weren't bad. Like Trent Beretta versus Matt Sydal, that was a decent match. I'll be honest with you, man. At this point, me personally, I don't give a crap about Best Friends. I really don't. Orange Cassidy is at the point where Orange Cassidy doesn't need to be beating guys that are twice his size. You know, he's so because he's largely a comedy act and whatnot. He can lose a couple matches and it won't hurt him at all. All right. And you need to start putting your big guys over because having them lose all the time is just stupid. Like I said, we said this before, we'll say it again. Tony Khan doesn't do a very good job of booking big men. And I just don't understand why Orange Cassidy keeps racking up these wins against these guys that should be monsters. But then again, I love Katsuyori Shibata. Anytime you can put Shane Taylor, get more Shane Taylor more airtime, I'm behind it. Shane Taylor's a guy that should be getting a push and should be in the mid card mix. So, and then of course, the Acclaimed versus Bullet Club Gold Bang Bang Gang. I'm so tired of this friggin' storyline. I want it. I want it to be over. Please God, let it be over. And them uniting the trios titles is perfect. You don't need two sets of trios titles. Okay, get those stupid pink belts off. Put them on some guys with some. If you want to make those belts mean something, put them on a legitimate team and have them kill the shit out of people. All right. And then after this, I really need them to start pushing Jay White as a legit contender. So, I agree. Like it's like Orange Cassidy at this point is just he's like a meme. And I'll tell you what, I'm done with Max Caster, man. His raps are dog shit. They get worse and worse as time goes on. These guys were better as heels because, God, nobody liked them. Well, a lot of people liked them, but their shtick is just, it's stupid. But that was 0 Hour. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, as usual. But opening match. So the Continental Championship, Okada versus Pac. What did you think, Frank?
I knew Okada was going to win.
Because
you got to keep the title on the guy you just got a short time ago. And Pac is a good guy to to have his first title defense with. I'm glad to see Pac back.
Yeah.
I thought for the pay-per-view itself, that was a great kickoff match, curtain jerker, and a lot of back and forth. And I think it shows what those two guys can do if you give them the opportunity. Hopefully, I don't want to be a one and done with Pac and Okada. I'd like to see them go at it again.
Yeah.
If possible. I don't know what Tony Khan has in play with that, but overall, I thought it was a great starter for the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, and I agree, man. It was, like I said, you got two of the best going at it. Like the thing with Pac is his schedule is so haphazard. That's why I don't think he's in the title scene. But as far as his ability, whenever he's in the ring, the dude just goes off. You know, he's one of the best workers in the business. He looks like a badass. Okada, you know, the only thing holding Okada back, obviously, is the language barrier. But this character that he's playing, the billionaire, the millionaire playboy, who's just a dick. I'm 1,000% behind him, man, and his ability in the ring shows you that's the reason why he was one of the top guys that everybody wanted.
And I'm glad they let them go and didn't have any outside interference.
Yeah, and it ended awesome, man. And I know, like some people, like they're just not behind the heel persona for Okada. I'm 1,000% behind it. I thought it was awesome.
I'm behind the heel persona, not behind the heel group he's in.
You got to start divesting people from the Bucks, man. Okay, and here's the thing: everybody was blaming the Bucks for everything that happened. Kenny Omega pretty much confirmed the fact that none of the EVPs have power anymore. Everything goes through Tony
He talked
Khan.
about himself.
What's that?
So he said he doesn't have power anymore. He didn't mention anybody else.
Oh no. He said that pretty much the EVPs don't have any power.
Are you talking about this thing on the gaming live stream?
No, it was a different thing because back when Tony when that bad situation happened where because Cody was the booker and was the head booker, and that awful there's two really bad storylines that he ran the Dark Order storyline and the Nightmare family storyline that he did for his wife. That pretty much killed it. And basically, after that happened, Tony Khan took control of everything, and that includes taking over as booker from Cody, taking over the women's talent acquisition and division from Kenny Omega, and taking over pretty much the merchandising and everything from the Bucks. So Tony, that's what I said. At the end of the day, Tony's wearing all the hats, so everything falls at Tony Khan's feet.
Yep.
So, but next match was Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe versus House of Black. This was a good match. I'm glad that House of Black got the win. They need to, and I really hope this is setting up singles matches with Malachi versus Adam Copeland. King versus Kingston, and
Buddy Matthews
versus Mark Briscoe. They gotta get Malachi Black into more singles matches, man. That dude's too good to be screwing around. So I thought this was a good match. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, I wish they would have. I understand, but I would have liked to have seen the TNT title on the line.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to happen next pay-per-view. And I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Copeland dropped it to Eddie King to Malachi Black. I'm 100% behind that. So, so then probably the probably the worst match of the night as far as like the in-ring work or what have you. Julia Hart versus Willow Nightingale. Now, like I said, obviously Julia Hart was hurt. The match only lasted about 6 minutes, and we knew that Willow Nightingale was going to win.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Willow Nightingale, she's going to be a transitional champion. Because we know that the whole thing is they're setting up the rematch between Willow and Mercedes Moné, and Mercedes is going to take that belt. We know
Next month, Double or Nothing.
Yep, Double or Nothing. She's going to drop that belt to Mercedes Moné. Overall, the match wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. Julia Hart was obviously limited because she was injured. I wish Willow Nightingale was going to get a much longer run for this, because I really do think that right now she's probably the most popular female wrestler next to Toni Storm. And, but I mean, it is what it is. And like we were talking about earlier, Mercedes Moné has no business being on TV right now. She has no, if you're not going to do something with her, if she's not going to be in the ring, they should not have brought her back. It's been almost, was it 2.5 months now?
No, not what? She's been in the ring since she debuted?
Yeah.
No, it hasn't been that long. It was just a couple weeks ago with Big Business.
Okay, hang on a minute. See, big business, AEW. Okay, so it was March 13th. So it was for
like five weeks ago.
So like 5 weeks. Okay, so it's like it's a little almost next week it'll be like a month and a half. You're gonna have her out there for 5 weeks, and she's not gonna have a single friggin' match. And if she isn't gonna wrestle until Double or Nothing, that means that it's gonna be over 2 months where she's not gonna do anything. The thing with Mercedes Moné is she's never been a great promo. Where she really shines is in the ring. And for them having her come out during Willow's big moment, just 100% undermined Willow Nightingale, and makes it very clear that Willow Nightingale is going to be a transitional champion. And since Mercedes has been there, she hasn't moved the needle at all. At least I don't think she has. Tony Khan, I understand that they put together this new show. She didn't need to be there. You could have made it about Okada, and then Double or Nothing. It should have been. They could have centered it around her at Double or Nothing. So, but like I said, right now, so far she's been a non-factor.
Yes.
And I just think it was, and that just lends more legitimacy, I think, to the theory that I had that she just wasn't ring ready yet, that she was still recovering from injury. She wasn't ring ready, and Tony just wanted to put her out there and use her showing up, signing to try to get some traction. But I just think it was another misstep by Tony Khan, I think.
I think so too.
So hopefully when she does finally get in the ring and she starts, trying, moving the needle a little bit, that she's one of those people that I think she needs someone to write her promos for her. So hopefully things will get better with her as time goes on, because she is really good in the ring. So, but I'm hoping that she doesn't turn into a bust, man. One of my favorite matches of the night was next, man. The International Championship, Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly. Dude, this was freaking technical wrestling. It was so good, man. This match was awesome. The storyline is a little weak. Obviously, the Undisputed Kingdom has just been a non-factor, in my opinion. They really should have made them into killers, and they didn't. But Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly were awesome, man. But you know, and obviously at the end, I do think it was the right call to have Strong beat O'Reilly, and then Adam Cole came out and showed that he was recovered and on his way back into the ring. I just wish that they had, like I said, they had built up the Undisputed Kingdom so that this match would have meant more. What did you think about the match?
It was okay. Is it great? No, I mean, but it didn't need to be great.
Yeah, this setup I think is what kind of killed it. The in-ring work I thought was great. I thought the in-ring work was fantastic. It's just the storyline setup was just not good.
Yeah, it just seemed rushed.
Yeah, and not just that, but like I said with the Undisputed Kingdom, I mean they weren't a threat. Nobody gave a crap. Yeah. Because they come out, they announce this big faction, and they lose almost every match. You know, with the exception being Roderick Strong winning the international championship. That's it. So it was like, why would anybody care about these guys?
Oh, you got Taven and Bennett with the Ring of Honor titles.
Yeah, but they did. I mean, yeah, but that happened at the last minute. You know, they had they had matches in between when they lost. Wardlow, which they should have built Wardlow up as a killer, and he should have challenged for the TNT champion. Shouldn't have been a 3-way. Should not have been a 6-man tag with Copeland. It should have been Copeland versus Wardlow at Dynasty. That's what it should have been. And the whole time leading up to Dynasty, they should have had Wardlow murdering people. Absolutely murdering people. And that's the way it should have gone down. I don't know what Tony Khan was thinking when he put that shit together.
Yeah, I don't know where they go with the Undisputed. I really don't. You got Adam Cole back. Where they go with him and Wardlow, because I don't know if you put Strickland versus Adam Cole, Strickland versus Wardlow, what you do with those guys, who knows? But the match itself wasn't too bad. I really didn't care about the interference with Wardlow running down and stuff like that.
It was unnecessary.
Yeah.
The way the match went down. The only reason they put that in there is to let everybody know that Roderick Strong is a heel, and to I guess protect Kyle O'Reilly in defeat. But considering how good the Roddy and Kyle are, you didn't need to have it happen.
Right.
You know, it didn't need to happen. So, but yeah, I thought as far as the in-ring work, I thought it was great. But like I said, the storyline set up and what they've done with the Undisputed Kingdom, it's, man, they need some real rehab to have that faction mean anything.
What do you think, Johnny?
I think it was a fun match, but so inconsequential.
Yeah, that's actually a good way to put it. It was inconsequential. But like I said, I hope because of how good the in-ring work was, I hope Roddy and Kyle get a little more, get a little more meat on the bone going forward. All right, we got to talk about the one match that everybody is taking a shit on, man. FTW
rightfully so.
Yeah. Well, they're rightfully so in some ways, and not rightfully so in others. Hook versus Chris Jericho for the FTW Championship. Look, man, like we already touched on, there's no reason for Chris Jericho to be beating guys on a regular basis like this. There's no reason for it. He should be putting over younger talent. Now, yep. I understand that what they're doing is they're having Jericho win. He's going on a kind of like a heel run here. And at some point, probably Double or Nothing, Hook's going to win the FTW belt back. I understand why they're doing that. Here's the thing, though. Jericho doesn't have the rub like he used to. He just doesn't. All right. Nobody stays at the top forever. And Jericho is at the point now where people are his skills have diminished. to the point where people just don't want to see him. They don't want to see him right now. They don't want to see him, and they especially don't want to see him beating young guys that are coming up. They don't want to see it. What needs to happen, in my opinion, is Jericho needs to go away for a couple months. He needs to go away for a couple of months. He needs to let things die down and put some distance between him and everything, and just kind of reset, and then bring him back. And you need to start doing, do something like they did with the Christian Cage. That's how you put young talent over. You do what Christian Cage was doing. But I understand why people are upset with it. But as far as the match itself was concerned, I disagree with everybody else. I thought the in-ring work was actually decent. Like I said again, Jericho just isn't what he used to be in the ring. And I know that if he still had the rub like he used to, the fact that it took three shots with his finisher to take out Hook would help. That would put Hook over in defeat. But because he has such go away heat right now, the fact that he won the match at all just doesn't it just doesn't sit well.
Yeah, go home, Jericho.
Yeah, and the other thing too is the FTW championship. What they need to do is either make it the FTW a legit championship. What I would do is I would make it similar to the hardcore title. The FTW championship should be done under hardcore rules, and that's how you should put it. You should make it either make it a legitimate belt or get it off television. That's the way it needs to happen. And me personally, I would rebrand it as the FTW Hardcore Championship and make it a legit title. And that's what that belt is there for. That belt, kind of like the UFC does with the BMF belt.
Yeah.
The BMF belt, it's not a legitimate title, but that's kind of what the BMF belt is it's basically the UFC's version of a hardcore belt.
Yeah. Well, it's like Ted DiBiase's title was not a legitimate belt. It was just his $1 million belt.
Yeah. But like I said, either make it a legit belt or get it off TV. It doesn't need to be there if it's not legit.
Speaking of good belts, you all thought the previous tag titles Triple H show were good. The new ones are even better.
Oh, the WWE ones?
Yeah.
The new the basically the SmackDown version ones, dude. I love them. They're a throwback to the old WWE tag belts. They just took the blue world background off of it. I would have liked I understand that because they're all gold. I would have put that the blue globe back into it, and just to have that little pop of color. If they'd done that, they would have been absolutely perfect. But they are 1,000 times better than those pieces of shit that they had before. Oh my god! Even though I think they're the best looking tag belts we've had in decades.
Yeah.
So the new Raw version, they're not bad, but they're not as good as the SmackDown version.
Yeah.
But both sets of belts are freaking light years better than the penny belts. They were dog shit.
Come on. Tommaso Ciampa made those Raw titles appear out of thin oxygen.
Dude, that was freaking funny, man. But yeah, those were good. What did you guys think? So Frank, what did you think about the women's championship, Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa?
I picked Toni Storm to retain her title.
Yeah, I think we both picked her to win this one.
You did not.
I thought you picked Thunder Rosa.
You did.
Oh no, I did pick Thunder Rosa. You're right. So I was wrong about that one. But I'm okay with being wrong, man. Because like I said, Tony Storm might be the best character in wrestling today.
Yeah. I thought it was a good match. Definitely a lot better than the Willow Nightingale, which obviously is going to be because with what's her name being hurt.
Julia Hart being
Yeah.
injured. Yeah. And I knew that match was going to be short, and she did, to her credit, she did as well as she could with the injury. So, yeah, this was a good match. Honestly, it's interesting to see where Thunder Rosa is right now because she hasn't quite regained the momentum that she had before all the time that she took off for injury and what have you. Hopefully she can get back to that, but after watching the match and everything and the reaction that Toni Storm had, I think it was the right call, man. Toni Storm right now, I think she's the best thing. She's the best character in professional wrestling.
I would like to see Tony hold on to the title till
All In?
No. God damn,
Double or Nothing?
No. Britt Baker's friend.
Jamie Hayter.
Oh, Jamie Hayter.
Jamie Hayter comes back.
That's why I'm saying I think given what we've heard, Jamie should be ready to come back right around All In.
So that I would have Tony hold on to the title till then.
Yeah, so would I. And like I said, until Thunder Rosa, gets that momentum back that she had before, I think you leave that belt on Toni Storm because she's the best thing in the women's division right now. Best thing in the women's division and probably the best character in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
So I think this was a good match, 100% a good call. And then, dude, match of the night, potential match of the year, freaking Will goddamn Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson.
Yeah,
holy freaking shit.
Big Daddy's great. Not good. Big Daddy's great.
Dude, this might have been the best match that I have ever seen for Will Ospreay.
And for people like Jim Cornette and others ripping on Will Ospreay,
go fuck yourself.
This is why AEW's got him.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I don't care what anybody says. All the Triple H dick riders who are like, he's lazy, blah, 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 blah. Shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about. Hunter, no matter what Hunter's like, I'm glad we didn't get you. If you were glad you didn't get him, you wouldn't have said shit. Okay? End of the day, Hunter's just friggin' butthurt that he lost he lost Will Ospreay to Tony Khan. He's mad. And that's why he said what he did. Now, here's what Triple H said that is true. WWE doesn't need Will Ospreay. Okay. WWE is is one of the biggest brands in the world. Okay. They're almost too big to fail. But if you think for 1 second that Triple H isn't pissed as hell that he didn't get Will Ospreay, you are freaking lying to yourself. And this match was exactly why. And I honestly think that the reason why he went at Will Ospreay and that WWE continued to go at him over the entire WrestleMania weekend, because after Hunter made his comment, CM Punk made a comment about Ospreay, Michael Cole made a comment about Ospreay, all WrestleMania weekend they were going after this guy. So the people who were all pissed, and then when Will Ospreay fired back, which I'm like, yeah, I would too. All these people started clutching their pearls. Shut the hell up. You're full of shit. This dude is fantastic. Yep. He is the best wrestler in the freaking world today. And Hunter went after him deliberately to try to cut his knees out from underneath him and minimize his effect. Now, obviously, going forward, it relies on how well he's booked by Tony Khan. So far, he's been booked fantastically, but he needs to be in some kind of a sustained storyline. But this match was freaking fire, and goddamn Bryan Danielson, dude, he is doing the best work he's done in years. this match was this match was so good. I can't talk. I could talk about this match all night, but dude, and people losing their shit over him hitting Danielson with the Tiger Driver 91. All the people who were like saying that who were pissed because he Ospreay injured him from the start. That was the story.
Yeah,
people forget Bryan Danielson likes doing these injury angles. Okay, you guys remember from 2 years ago when he did the whole ankle thing?
yep.
You know, he legit likes doing these things because he knows how to make an effect. But yeah, this was my match of the night and probably so far my match of the year.
Nice.
What do you think?
Yeah. Again, match of the night. Set up a storyline angle with the Tiger Driver.
Yep.
A lot of back and forth. Those guys are
so good. God, man.
You have the American Dragon, who's damn good by himself, and you throw him in there with Will Ospreay,
bro.
Come on.
Those two guys, between their matches they both had matches with Zack Sabre Jr. Both of those matches were fire. Danielson versus Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. Dude, that from last year. Those two guys have been having the best matches in professional wrestling for like the last year and a half. They're at the top of the food chain.
And it's just going to lead to a world. It should lead to a world title match for Will Ospreay at All In.
Yeah, the only thing that I dislike about that, and I 100. Oh shit!
Lost the camera.
What?
Oh my
Dude.
Lost
god!
the camera.
Yeah. And the only thing that I don't like about that is that means Swerve is going to be. He's going to have a title for about what is it? Is it August?
Isn't it?
What's that?
All In's in August.
Yeah, All In is in August. So
4 months.
May, June, July. So about 4 months, about 4.5 months. I would like Swerve to have his title run to be more like 6 months and whatnot. But dude, you can't get mad at them for putting the friggin' title on Ospreay. The guy's red hot right now. So, and we all know we all know it's coming. All In is literally going to be built around the guy. And here's the thing: Tony Khan's got a crop of young guys that he can build that company around going forward. You've got Will Ospreay, you've got Swerve Strickland, you got MJF, you got Jay White. Right there, you got 4 guys that are legit at the top of their game. And you could build around them, make them the nucleus of your company, and you've got your core for the next 10 years.
Yep.
Okay. If Tony Khan has half a brain and he can get out of his own freaking way and start booking some real storylines with those guys, AEW legit will be fire for the next 10 years. So
that's a shame. We had to preface if Tony gets out of his own way.
What'd you say? I could barely hear you.
It's a shame you had to preface it if Tony get out of his own way, because that's not gonna happen.
I think the more people he brings in to kind of like pad out the different areas, because I think he's starting to realize he just doesn't have enough time or enough attention to take care of everything. The more people he surrounds himself with, like guys like Bryan Danielson, who are going to be involved in creative, Dax Harwood. I think eventually he's gonna be forced to let other people kind of pick the direction. But right now he's gonna do whatever he wants, man. And it's unfortunate, but the one thing that we can count on, and this is the one thing that I really think Tony Khan is really good at, is booking these friggin' dream matches, man. He's really good at that. The problem is he just needs to learn how to do like legit long-term storylines, because all the long-term storylines that AEW had in the beginning, the first year and a half, when they were doing really good long-term stories, all that stuff was set up by Cody.
Yes.
So he needs to start listening to people. But like I said, I got 100% build this freaking company around those 4 guys. Tag team championship, Young Bucks versus FTR. What do you guys think about Frank? What do you guys think about this?
I don't have a problem with the Young Bucks winning it, but we've seen these guys before. I'd rather see some new blood have a chance with the titles. You know, Buddy Matthews and King. I don't know who else. I don't want the Acclaim to have him. I don't want Undisputed Kingdom to have him.
I know Motor City Machine Guns are coming in.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll start a feud with the Young Bucks. But it was a great match, great ladder match. A lot of good spots. You know, 450 splashes. Tope Suicida going through the tables. You know, is what it is with those guys. I think the Young Bucks a little bit more grounded instead of doing the goofy stuff, which is fine. But I want to see somebody new with the titles.
Yeah.
And the Jack Perry stuff wasn't necessary, but I knew it was going to happen.
So here's what I think about the whole situation. First off, it was a good match. It wasn't the best match that these guys have ever had, but it was a good match. Okay. I mean, FTR still, in my opinion, the best tag team in the world. Young Bucks, whether you like them or you hate them, you can't deny that they work well in the ring with people.
Johnny hates them.
Whether you like their style or not, they can work with just about anybody, and they can get a good match out of just about anybody. I think we all knew I knew going in that the Bucks were going to win, because this whole heel run that they've had, where they leaned into the storyline. Everybody said that they're out of control and they're abusing their power as EVPs. We knew they were going to win. We knew that Jack Perry was going to come in, and so quick to say he hates them too. Zero hesitation. Yeah, Johnny has no fear of that situation. But honestly, I actually kind of like what they're doing with Jack Perry. Like I said, I wish they would move on from the whole storyline with CM Punk, but have him come in as an asshole. We said before, and I'll say it again. The Jungle Boy had to die. He had to kill that character so that the man could be born and go forward from there. So the situation exists with or without what's going on with him. So him leaning into it, I don't have a problem with it. I would have completely avoided the Punk connection and just talked about Jack Perry being an asshole. But it is what it is. The match was pretty good overall. I don't have a problem with the Bucks being the champs, and and like you said, obviously let's see the Motor City Machine Guns and some other guys get some time.
Yes, please.
Yeah, they definitely need to rejuvenate the tag division, and I think they can do that. And then, of course, the main event, AEW World Heavyweight Championship, Samoa Joe versus Swerve Strickland.
Whose house?
Swerve's house, baby. It was time. It was 100% time. Swerve Strickland deserves to be the champion. Like I said, I do think that we're going to get Swerve versus Ospreay, which is going to be freaking awesome. at All In. I just wish that Swerve was going to get a little more time as champion. But I would be very surprised if Ospreay doesn't walk out of All In as the world champion.
Yeah.
But and
sorry, I agree with Maldacito when he put his good, bad, and ugly. It's people making the Swerve Championship about race when it's never about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's the climate that we live in, and I wish that they didn't do that, because things like that don't matter to me. I know they don't matter to you. End of the day, and actually, I can't remember his name now, but it's a fellow that I follow, who is black, and he tweeted out, said, "This has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with putting in the effort and getting the work done." And he talked about Will Nightingale. He talked about Swerve Strickland. Those two put in the work and they got themselves over.
Yep.
Okay.
Before all these people showed up, like Okada, Ospreay, Mercedes, like Swerve has been the hottest guy in there for a while now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And right now, the three biggest things in AEW are Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland, and Tony Storm. Those are the three biggest. And then Okada would probably be number 4, and Mercedes would be number 5. Mercedes, and like I said, people are really happy she's being there. They're all waiting for her to show up in the ring, because in the ring is where she shines. Right now, she's just kind of dead weight.
Yes.
But those three people, Ospreay, Swerve, and Willow Nightingale, they're the three.
Tony Storm, you said.
I mean, Tony Storm. I'm sorry, Tony Storm. They're the three biggest things. They're the three biggest things going on in AEW. And Swerve Strickland put himself over. He got over naturally because the dude is awesome. All right. And it has nothing to do with his race. It has nothing to do with any of that stuff. But that's the climate. But the dude deserves to be the world champion, because he really got himself over. I was there at Dynasty. What a crowd. Dude, I'll tell you what, some people were dogging them. Because there were some matches that they just weren't into, but like the Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong match, by the end of that match, they were 100% into that match.
Yes.
Because they started off a little cold. And again, I think that all boils down to not setting up the storyline very well. But once those guys got in the ring and started to cook, man, that audience got behind it. So, and I know that audience was hot pretty much for the rest of the show. So, that's cool though, man. You're lucky. I thought the show was great, And AEW, man, like I said, the one thing that they do, they put on banger friggin' pay-per-views. So I don't think they've ever had a bad pay-per-view. But yeah, Swerve versus Joe was awesome. I'm glad that they gave Joe his flowers. The dude 100% deserves it. I'm glad he wasn't a transitional champion. I know that was probably the original plan, but once he got in there, man, when you let Joe cook, and the dude can cook, and it just shows you how badly WWE fumbled the shit out of that guy.
Yes.
Joe's awesome. I don't know how much longer he plans on being in the ring, but they need to continue making him a big deal. Big Doug said, you could feel Ospreay making a fan of every person in the arena flag. I'm telling you, man, when me and Frank went to the original Forbidden Door, the match of the night, 100% was Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that, and here's the thing, I'm not the biggest fan of Orange Cassidy. I'll give the guy credit. The dude knows how to work. You take a guy who knows how to work, at least knows how to work, and you throw him in the ring with Will Ospreay, you're going to get friggin' gold. And I'll say it, like I said at the beginning, and I'll say it again. Triple H can say whatever the hell he wants. The truth of the matter is he's pissed that he lost Will Ospreay, and that's why he said what he said. And Will Ospreay is going to be a big deal. He's going to be a big deal. I do still think that eventually he winds up in WWE, probably right around and I believe his contract's for 4 years. But let's push it. And I think usually there's an option for a 5th year. So another 5 years, he'll only be 35, so he's still being in his prime. I do think he ends up in WWE at some point, but he's going to be a big deal no matter where he's at. But I 100% think that Swerve is the breakout star of 2023.
Yeah.
And it was a really good match. It wasn't match of the night, but in a match of really good matches, this was a really good match.
Yeah, I mean, look what the guy has done since he came to AEW. I mean, missed opportunity in the E, and he's just run with the ball since he came over.
And the thing is when he first got to AEW, he was kind of pushed to the back too. They put him in that tag team with Keith Lee.
Yeah.
They had him losing some matches.
Still waiting on that singles match.
What was that?
Still waiting on that singles match between the two.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But the thing is Swerve was so charismatic and he was so good at what he was doing. Like I said, the guy got over naturally. And the one thing that Tony Khan is usually pretty good at is when he sees somebody getting over, he pulls the trigger on him. So all the respect in the world to the guy. He 100% deserves it. And I'm chomping at the bit for Swerve versus Ospreay. So overall, I would give Dynasty. I'd give Dynasty probably 3.5, 4 stars out of 5. That's about. It was not the best pay-per-view that AEW's ever put out, but it was a really good pay-per-view.
Yes.
So I would give it like a high 3.5 stars, maybe a low 4 stars. What do you think?
3 3/4 for me.
3 3/4? Yeah.
Yeah, no more, no
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
I go with Johnny.
Yeah, because that the two matches that I think pull it down is the Hook versus Jericho. Not because of the in-ring work. Like I said, I thought the in-ring work was pretty good. But just because that match doesn't make any goddamn sense. So that match, I think that pulls it down. Julia Hart, obviously, versus Will Nightingale, and the way they finished it, no fault of Willow or Julia Hart, but when someone's hurt, the match just isn't going to be great.
Right.
But I give it 3.5, 3.25 stars, like you guys said. Really good freaking pay-per-view. 100%. If you get a chance to watch it, do it, man. Because it's like I said, like Big Dog said, man, every match that you see with him is going to make you a fan of Will Ospreay for life. So real quick, where do you want to see all these new champions go? I know, like I said, I know that Ospreay, the idea is that Swerve's eventually it's going to be Swerve versus Ospreay. And Ospreay is probably going to take the belt off of him. But I would like to see Swerve versus Adam Cole. I'd like to see that. And then, like I said, with Cole being back in charge of the Undisputed Kingdom, they need to start making those guys legit threats. And I'd like to see him Swerve run through all those guys after those guys go on a tear. Like for the next couple of months, the Kingdom should go on a tear and just kill everybody. And I want to see Swerve take on Adam Cole and maybe Jay White before he gets to Ospreay. What do you guys think?
I think I don't want to mark it as a done deal that Ospreay's gonna beat him.
I couldn't hear you. What?
I don't want to mark it as a done deal that Ospreay's gonna beat him. Maybe that's
Yeah,
not gonna happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't mark it a done deal either, but
I unfortunately I think that is the situation though. But if they play it right, they could make people think that there's a chance that Swerve's not gonna lose.
if they don't, they're going to. He's going to be in some kind of championship match at maybe it's maybe it's international. Who knows? Maybe
I can see Ospreay doing the international title. And I think it would be a good idea for them because we do know that he's going to wrestle in some other places. So, Willow Nightingale.
I can see maybe Wardlow versus Strickland.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'd like to see Wardlow versus Strickland. I'd like to see Roddy versus Strickland, and then have it culminate with Cole versus Strickland. Maybe even have Cole versus Strickland at All In, and then you could do Strickland versus Ospreay at a different date. But yeah, that's I just want to see some good stuff with Strickland, and don't make him a transitional champion. But Willow Nightingale, I think they're setting. Obviously, she's gonna end up being a transitional champion. They're gonna take the belt off of her next month, and they're gonna put it on Mercedes Moné.
Yep.
And then going forward with Mercedes Moné, I think you're gonna get matches with you're gonna get a match with Thunder Rosa and Chris Statlander. I think is what's gonna be next for her. And then Britt Baker. When Britt comes back,
Throw Deonna Purrazzo in there somewhere.
I think probably, but I think those are the three big matches. What I would like to see, and honestly, like I said, this is why I think Ospreay might be going for the international title rather than the world title right now. I think the plan is we could see Cole versus Swerve at All In. Cole beats Swerve at All In, and then MJF makes his return. And I think I see that. I also think that we get Adam Cole and the Kingdom turning on Wardlow, and we would get MJF and Wardlow back together.
Yeah, possibly.
I think that's something that could happen. The tag team titles, Young Bucks. Like I said, I want to see them going against, like you said, some new blood.
Motor City Machine Guns.
Motor City Machine Guns. I really wish that Tony would sign the Von Erichs. Because every time the Von Erichs have been on TV, it's been great. The fan reaction has been fantastic. So they need to do something like that. They need to revitalize the tag team division. And then hopefully when Willie Yuta comes back from injury, they can do him and Claudio as a tag team and have them go for a run maybe. But yeah, going forward, I need to see the Bucks start putting people over. But yeah, that's that was Dynasty. It was a good pay-per-view.
You could have the next big thing, Swerve Strickland versus Veer Mahan.
Oh God!
Right.
He's coming. So real quick,
he's coming.
He's
coming.
God. I'm gonna come. So yeah, real quick before we end,
we didn't even talk about the releases.
Yeah, I will do it real quick. WWE has made quite a few releases over the last couple of weeks.
The modern day Maharaja.
They hinder gender, man. That's not right.
Yep. They hinder gender.
Day Maharaja.
Yeah. Jinder Mahal, Zion Quinn, Xia Li, Sangha, and Veer, Von Wagner, and then just today, I believe Cameron Grimes, all been released from WWE. I think most of these guys, there's some potential. Xia Li, unfortunately, in a time when Raw's women's division has just been gutted, I don't know why you release Xia Li. She's actually pretty good. Obviously, there is a bit of a language barrier there, but she's better than 90% of the friggin' women on the roster. So why are you getting rid of her? I can see Jinder, I could see Xia Li, and I could see Cameron Grimes all ended up in like TNA. Cameron Grimes, unfortunately, dude had a great run in NXT. Got called up to the main roster, and they just didn't do shit with him. Dude's too good to sit there languishing like that, and he's going to land on his feet. Like I said, I I fully expect him to show up in either TNA or MLW. He's going to go to one of those two, I think. But yeah, it is what it is, man. AEW had a 10-man release this recently. WWE trimming down the fat. A lot of people think that the reason why they're doing that is they're going to be making a play for some of these free agents that are coming up, like Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. That's another reason why. What's that?
They just signed Finn Balor.
Well, he's about
re-signed him. Sorry,
he's about to re-sign. Yeah, so he's pretty much locked up.
We gotta figure out the McIntyre situations too.
The McIntyre situation is still up in the air, but I don't think I do think he's going to re-sign with them. I think that whole thing is basically they're just kind of waiting to the last minute to decide on how much they really want to give. And the other thing too is like, I don't know if if Tony Khan could put enough money out there to get Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins to leave WWE. But I think that's also another one of the reasons why they put the women's title on Becky, which, by the way, this last Raw, Becky Lynch won the vacated title from Rhea Ripley. I think that was a mistake. I think that's the time to kind of take a chance on somebody because they are 100% going to be a transitional champion. They're going to put that, either the next pay-per-view or the pay-per-view after, they're going to put that belt on Liv Morgan because the storyline is going to be Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley when Rhea comes back in a couple of months, in 3 or 4 months. So, yeah, but I would have taken a chance. I would have put it on a Tiffany Stratton or somebody like that. If they're going to be pretty much a transitional champion, try something new to see if something happens.
Yes.
But yeah, it's never good when people lose their jobs. But and like I said, I think like guys like Cameron Grimes, Ali, Jinder Mahal, they'll be okay. They're big enough names, and they got good enough workers that they'll end up somewhere else. More than likely, probably TNA.
It's not too late for that Jinder Mahal versus Tony Khan feud.
That I doubt very seriously he's going to AEW. I don't think he brings anything to the table for them. So, but who knows? Tony Khan's got a lot of money to throw around. But
yes, he does.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, that's the show for this week. Appreciate everybody was here. Leg Kick, Big Dog Cycles. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. Miss Saren, always cool. Big Daddy, the Guardian of Chaos. Guys, go check out Big Daddy's channel. Go learn at the original Learning Tree. Maldacito, Leg Kick, Fantasia. It's good to see you again. Appreciate you being here. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one, man. Take care. Bye.